Welcome to section 6.1, part 2. This is the 44th session of the CISSP exam prep series. Now we turn to the mathematics that makes those goals actually work. In this session, we'll unpack the math behind the ciphers. We'll answer several questions. Why does cryptography live in a world of just ones and zeros? What do the core logical operations do? Why is one operation the workhorse of encryption? What is the modulo function, and why does it matter? What makes a function easy one way but hard to reverse? And what clever tricks add strength, randomness, and shared control? Why does this matter beyond the exam? Because the algorithms you approve are built from these exact pieces. Picture a security architect reviewing a new encryption library. If a vendor claims a design is unbreakable, you need to know what actually makes it strong. Understanding the building blocks lets you separate real security from marketing. It also helps you reason about why an old algorithm finally fell. Why does cryptography live in a world of ones and zeros? Because computers only truly understand two states. An electrical circuit is either on or off. Current, present, or absent. We label these true and false, or 1 and 0. All of the math that scrambles your data is built on manipulating these two values. This is called Boolean mathematics. Think of a room full of light switches. Every switch is either up or down, and every message is just a long pattern of those switch positions. What do the core logical operations do? 3 simple rules combine those bits. The AND operation returns true only when both inputs are true. The OR operation returns true when at least one input is true. The NOT operation just flips a single value, turning true into false. These run on whole strings of bits at once, comparing them position by position. Picture 3 different rules for a bouncer. AND needs 2 matching IDs, OR needs just 1, and NOT simply reverses whoever was let in. Why is one operation the workhorse of encryption? Because the exclusive OR operation has a magical property. Exclusive OR returns true when exactly one input is true, but false when both match. The magic is that it is perfectly reversible. Apply the same key twice with exclusive OR, and you land right back on the original data. That is why it sits at the heart of so many ciphers. Think of a light controlled by 2 switches at opposite ends of a hall. Flip either one to change the state, flip it again to change it right back. What is the modulo function, and why does it matter? Modulo is simply the remainder after division. Divide 8 by 6 and you get 1 with 2 left over. So 8 modulo 6 is 2. Cryptography leans on this constantly, especially to wrap values around a fixed range. It is the reason a cipher can shift past the end of the alphabet and loop cleanly back to the start. Picture a clock face. Add 5 hours to 11 and you do not get 16, you wrap around to 4. What makes a function easy one way but hard to reverse? This is the idea of a one-way function. It is easy to compute in the forward direction, but practically impossible to run backward. Multiply 3 large prime numbers together and you get an answer in an instant. But hand someone only that answer and ask which primes produced it, and they are stuck for ages. Public key cryptography rests entirely on functions we believe behave this way. Think of scrambling an egg. Trivial to do, effectively impossible to undo. How do we inject freshness so patterns never repeat? We add a number used once, called a nonce. A nonce is a value that appears only a single time in a given process, guaranteeing a fresh result on every run. The most common example is an initialization vector, a random string combined with the message before encryption. Because that random value changes each time, encrypting the same message twice with the same key still yields different ciphertext. Think of salting a dish differently at every serving, so no 2 plates are ever identical. How can you prove you know a secret without revealing it? Through a zero-knowledge proof. It lets you convince someone that you hold a fact, like a password, without ever exposing the fact itself. Imagine a ring-shaped cave with a locked door deep inside, reachable by 2 paths. You walk in by one path and come out the other. Doing that proves you open the door, and opening it proves you know the password, yet the watcher never hears a single character of it. That is the whole trick. Confidence without disclosure. How do you stop any single person from holding all the power? You split the knowledge. Split knowledge divides the information or privilege needed for a sensitive action across several people, so no one alone can abuse it. A common use is key escrow, where a copy of a key is held for safekeeping by a trusted party called a recovery agent. To prevent one agent from acting alone, you use what is called an M of N control. That means a minimum number of agents, M, out of a larger group, N, must cooperate before the key can be recovered. Think of a nuclear launch that needs 2 officers turning their keys at the same moment. How do you measure how strong a crypto system really is? You measure its work function. The work function is the cost and time an attacker would need to break the system by brute force, trying every possibility. The stronger the system, the higher that number climbs. The smart move is to match the work function to the value of what you are protecting. If data loses all value in a week, you only need protection that outlasts the week. Guarding a lunch menu with the effort you would spend on state secrets is simply wasted money. So let's bring it together. Cryptography runs on Boolean math, just ones and zeros, and, or, and not combine bits, while exclusive or does the reversible heavy lifting. Modulo wraps values around a range, and one-way functions are easy forward but not backward. Nonces add freshness. Zero knowledge proves proof without revealing. Split knowledge shares control through M of N, and the work function tells you how much strength you actually need. These pieces assemble into every cipher ahead. The MCQs covering all the topics and concepts from this session are available on rucloud.com. Practice the chapter-specific MCQs before moving on to the next session. Thanks for watching. If you have any questions or feedback, post a comment below or email us. I will see you in the next session.